Good afternoon, good morning, good evening from whenever you're calling in from or watching this recording from. I hope we had a good weekend. Yeah, it was a busy weekend for me as well. So, without wasting much time, I'm just going to take us into what we have for today because, like I mentioned earlier, I have a low battery power as you guys can see. So, I don't want this to break out while we're still having this session. I might have to see if I can use my wife's Mac to have the other session I had planned for us earlier about the financial independence. We're probably going to have that later on, but I'm just going to use this time to just look at the session, what we have in the market, what we're expecting for the market for this week. Yeah, just in case I don't have this thing runs out. Okay, straight up, as you can see, it's going to be again my term bloody week, starting all the way from Sunday down to Friday. This is NFP week. It's a new week, a new month, so which means an NFP is always the first week in a new month. So just to expect that is on Friday as well. The same week we're going to be having the OPEC meetings. And what is the OPEC means? It's just a number of countries coming together just to talk about oil and stuff. These are countries that have um, um, some control, or they are all producing countries, so they all come together. They have some talks on possibly how much to produce, what's the prices and whatever it is that they talk about. So it's a closed door meeting, and it's going to affect all of the currencies. That's why, as you can see here, it's going to be an all day meeting, and it's going to affect all currencies, and the impact is quite high. So just be on the lookout for that. So a few pairs that we'll be looking at this week: AUD, USD card as well, card C. So just be on the lookout for that for this week. So yep, straight up to the charts for what we have planned for today. Now, a few pairs that will be trading. I'll be looking out for AUD. Why? Because as you can see, OPEC meetings may be affecting. Now, AUD and CAD. Those are countries that have that deal in commodities, most especially Canada. So it will really affect the Canadian dollar as well. So that's what I'll be looking at. I'll be looking at the USD as well. Yeah, so for this one, AUD, as you guys can see, remember we were trying to trade it from the bottom here. We had that. We said, okay, that if it comes to that bottom, we're going to see a push to the upside. But if it breaks it, we're going to see a push to the downside. So but then the first analysis played out. As you can see, price came into that level, bounce, and is already going up. It's already made up a few pips, about almost 100. Yeah, 93 pips. It's already made 93, 94 pips. So what we're looking for right now is for price to break above that. So I'm waiting for price. I'm not really looking to trade the downside, although it shows that it's rejecting here, but I'm more particular about the upside price going to the upside. So I'm really, I already said, give that plan here. So I'm waiting for price to do that and then push to the upside. That's my major trade for AUD card. So I'm not looking for the downside as well. So even though it does this, I'm not gonna trade it. I'm not gonna trade it. I don't know. I think I'm already in this trade anyway. So, but for some people that have not taken it, if it comes back into that level again, you might also look for another opportunity. To take it. One might say that this is an inverted head and shoulder. So if you want to look at it from that perspective, it's not still bad. You can see that as your neckline, so you can enter at this level. This is the main level to look at that trade because of that rejections, come in, drop, come in, drop. So these are your levels to start looking for a trade. So if it breaks above that, wait for buy limits, price to come back into it, then you can buy at that level. So that's your trade. AUD card, that's the trade I'll be really be looking at this week. NZD USD, same thing. We expected it to come into that level, but yep, fell short, but created that double bottom. In fact, I just moved that in here. So now it's broken above. I did say last week that if you see that break above, you should look for a buy to that level. So price came. I think if you drop to the smaller time frame, you see where came in and tested. So for some people that will see that move, came back and retest, and if you're already in it, kudos to you. If not, then you probably might need to still wait, because on the higher time frame, it hasn't shown any sign. It hasn't shown that it's retested. So your trade will be to wait for that to come back into that level. so that you can look for your trade. This will be your left. You know why? Because this is considered a double bottom for me, at least. So you can take that to the upside. So that's another trade I'll be looking at this week. I'm not sure if I'm already in this one as well. So I'm in a number of pairs. A number of pairs. So if I'm already in this one, that's good. But if not, I'll still be looking for an entry at that level to the upside. So that one, AUD/USD. This is one pair as well that we tried to trade last week. I'm still in this one. I can categorically remember that out because I remember this inverted head and shoulder here. Perfect inverted head and shoulder. Price came into it, and then I think I entered way below. I wanted to enter at this level because of that trade I've been waiting for. I said if it comes into here, we look for a trade to the upside. If it breaks below that, then we'll be taking a trade. I was very sure about that upside. Yes, price did exactly that, came into it as we expected, and perfect bounce, guys. Look at that bounce to the upside. Or if you drop down to your smaller time frame, you see where it created an inverted head and shoulder, and that inverted head and shoulder was a perfect completion of an inverted head and shoulder. So right now, what are we waiting for? We're waiting for that level. It's already broken it and came back into it, but I'm sure I'll still wait. Again, it may do this, or this is what may happen. Price may reject, come down, you know, price may reject, come back into here before pushing back up. So you have to be careful. You don't have any reason to trade this one, to buy this. You don't have any reason to buy this. Your reason for buying would be when price finally breaks above. You don't have any reason to buy, and there's no confirmation to sell either. So the reason for buying will be if price breaks above and then comes back into it. That's where you'll be looking for a reason to. Some people might say that because momentum is already reducing, that's one reason to look for opportunity to sell. That may be your argument, but it's not invalid, because the way it is, that rejection and the fact that it's slowing down momentum could mean that it's going to retrace. But as you can see, it's what we're going to be looking at. It's what you be possibly be trading would be a pullback is what you possibly be trading. You'll be trading pullback. So if you're entering that, it means you can't expect it to come all the way back down here. If it does, all the best, but I'm not really expecting that to drop that low. Yep. I believe that this is like call it, see how tough that level was. I believe that this is a reversal trying to play out. It's already begun the work. So I'm not trying to sell anything anymore. So right now, if you look at it, I'm seeing this as a double bottom sort of. So I'm waiting for that to break above for me to now look for another buy to the upside. So I'm not taking any sell. But if you want to take a sell, you can take a sell, but look for a reason to enter a sell. Let price break back into that level, and then possibly maybe a clear bullish engulfing. This is not strong enough for you to believe that it's going to push to the downside. It's still above that trend line. I mean that resistant line. Yep, it's still above it. So a good one would be something like this, possibly it's strong one. Then maybe a pullback into structure, and then you can sell to the downside. But for me, I'm more particular about the upside. I'm really looking for. In fact, if you look at it on that smaller time frame, H1, it seems that is a good place for me to start looking for a sell. So if I'm going to enter, I'm probably going to enter this, then put a stop loss somewhere around here. So even if it comes back out, I wouldn't be too pained about it. So it's not a big one. So it's a good place, depending on where it opens. It might open with a gap, but that just looks like a good place to get an early entry. But a better one would be to on the higher time frame. Remember, the higher time frames are always much more a higher possibility than the smaller time frame. But if you look at it on the 1 hour, that shows that it's a good entry point because there's a retest happening as we speak. Yep. So, but I already have one running. Already have one running that I entered somewhere around here. So maybe I can easily take another one at that level. If he opens at that same level, I'll possibly just take another one then with my stop loss moved below here just in case. Yep. So GU looking at it, remember, if you look at it right now at this level, it shows an inverted head and shoulder playing out again. As you can see it. Seems like an inverted head and shoulder playing out again. So I'm still remember excuse me. Sorry. Remember I was looking for that inverter, this big inverter head and shoulder to play out. You know, so this has not been this, as you can see, I wouldn't say it's been negated, because you can see he hasn't come all the way down below here. So you might say that inverted head and shoulder is still playing out, for some people. I was much more very particular about the this bullish side, that it was supposed to go up. That was my bias from the get-go. So I tried to pick it, I trade here, it failed and got all the way down there. But right now it's already thrown some form of inverted head and shoulder. We looked at it on the smaller time frame and saw maybe like a head and shoulder was going to play out here. But some reason it came, well, it's still valid. If you look at it, it failed at this level. And I thought it was going to break and go down, but it failed, it went back up. But it's still valid, still within that what's it called? That what's it called now? Neckline. It hasn't broken below and come all the way down. It hasn't broken above either at the head. So there's a massive rejection happening here. So if you're gonna do this, this would be just to be on the safe side. Would be to trade like this. Let me put this. So this would be your trade right here, to be on the safe side, to ensure that you get accurate entry, so you don't make a guess. So what you're waiting for is for that to happen. You're waiting for that to break. Yep. So you're waiting for this to come. Or what am I doing? Just come like this. Rather, this has already played out. So this has already played. Has gone to that top. So yep. So that's what you might be waiting for that to. But the reason why you want to trade this possibly again, I would say, is for it's for short term. It's not to expect it to go all the way down here. Who know, it may not go all the way down. I'm more particular about the upside for this guy. I'm more particular about the upside. So if you're trading this, just a short win. If this breaks, that is if this breaks. Remember again, you know, if you get that retest, and then you can trade it to the down there. But generally, I'm looking for that upside. That's what I'm looking for, because what you might see, that inverted head and shoulder, that head and shoulder may just play out just to complete this inverted head and shoulder, so that they can push to the upside. That's what I'm looking for. So for now, I'm gonna put a buy limit at this level. That's 1.25800 or thereabout. I'm gonna put a buy limit there, anticipating this inverted head and shoulder to play out. I might ignore this. This head and shoulder to play out. I might ignore this one, let it play out. Look for my big move down here. But if at the end of the day I miss it, it's all good. It's markets. I'll look for another opportunity. So that's that one. NZDJPY. This, I was waiting for that to break above. As you can see, guys, it's already, we said this is going to go to that level and drop back to that level, and that's exactly what happened. It went to that level and dropped back. It pushed in a little bit, and then now it's going up. So we expected that to happen. So this is going to break above, come back into it, and then we can begin to see the push to the upside. So right now we can see this is where it is at. It has broken that level. So we're waiting through this thing, a pin bar. Is it a pin bar now? So it's saying that, okay, there's a possibility it might be coming back down. It's not a problem. I don't really use only the candle alone to determine my trade. I look at every other parameter, but the parameters I'm looking at right now is the break above, like what is happening right now. So there's still a possibility that I might continue to the downside, but I'm more particular about the upside. So I'm going to really be looking at my upside trade. Yep. So this is happening already. So possibly I might put a what's it called now, a buy limit at that level where it is right now. Put a buy limit here, because that was one level that was broken above. So it's putting a buy limit for that to come into that level for me to get my trade to the upside, but then protected. I can't just enter, because again, like we said, that pin bar could mean something. This one here could mean, okay, price is ready to come in, is trying to come back down again. Yep. So that's something to put on the orders. Puts behind, just to watch it. Another one is this one, AUD, NZD. I don't know how many of us remember that trade, that inverted head and shoulder that we were trying to trade from like forever. We tried to look for a trade at this level, but somehow it failed. Better sell. I said better sell at this level because I was expecting this to be the left shoulder and then this to be the right shoulder. That's why I said a better buy. Yes, it came in. Price did what we expected it to do. It came into it, and we bought up to that level, as you can see. Then it came back, took me out in a lot. Oh, sorry, a win here because I had to move my stop loss in, I presume. So that came all the way there, and it's been playing around that level. I didn't touch it again, just let it be, and then the next thing it did was to break below, but it hasn't broken out of that previous neck line. So that's what we're waiting to try to trade. That's why you saw me put that there. So waiting for that to break. So this is a good place right now. If price just opens at that level, it's just a good place to look for a sell because you can decide whatever your stop loss would be. It could be maybe this low. Yeah, but it's a good place to look for a buy. Sorry, buy I meant to say, because at the neckline, and if you look at it from the higher time frame, you can clearly see that as well. Yep, neckline left. I'm ignoring this one. This is a flash crash, so this I'll do something, but then doesn't really give me any much data. This is where my data comes in, so I can take a buy from that level up all the way to that level. Then if it breaks above that, another buy. We're waiting for up to that level. Yep. So that's what another trade you want to look at. Euro NZD. And this was a messed up trade. It came in. We were looking for that trade to play out. In fact, we got an entry somewhere around here. Good trade that played out. We're looking for another entry at this level. That head and shoulder, it played out perfectly. And as it was coming down, we were up how many pips already from here? Yeah, up 150 pips. But what happened? Price rejected and went up. And what can you see now? And I see that was a fake breakout to the upside. We said, okay, if it breaks above, then we're going to look for a trade. Some people that took it, possibly you got a winning of how many pips there. If you took it, you see from here, you got a winning of another 150 pips. But the truth is that some people, when you miss out on this, maybe your mind might be saying, I think it's still coming down. So you may not want to bother yourself with the upside. But if you actually took this upside, that would have been a good win for you as well. Came back into it, broke out, retested. Remember what I said? It will break and retest, wait for a retest. Came back into it and then 150 plus pips. Yeah, so the same thing. So I was really waiting I saw this thing happening here, that ascending channel, and then I knew from ascending channel, what do you get? Price will break to the downside. That's exactly what happened. So now price broke back into where we're expecting it to trade from, and now it's at this level. So what do you do? It's giving us indication that it's going to keep coming down. So we're going to be looking for another buy opportunity at that level. Yep. So this is what we'll be looking for. What am I saying? I keep mixing the buy and sell. You're going to be looking for another sell opportunity at that level. Price broke out of a structure, of a zone. So we're waiting for it to come back into it, and then it continue selling to the downside. So that's what you'll be trading for that one, Euro NZD. Anything on this one? Yep, for this one as well. See that massive, it looks like a massive head and shoulder playing out. Same thing happened. We expected this to break at this level from this level start coming down. It failed to push up. We expect, okay, when it comes to this level, it's going to push down. It broke above again, but we are, again, layers, levels are so important. You see how price kept reacting, to our levels that we identified. So it came up. So we're expecting, okay, maybe it's gonna come up here and then start dropping, but it didn't. It felt short and then it's already dropping now. So what are we waiting for? Waiting now. It's already done that move, dropped, retested, has already begun to move down. So now I would say that if you can get another move to the upside, then this is your trade, because right now it's already begun to make its move. That's your entry right there. If you didn't enter that, right, you didn't find entry at this level, you might say, okay, fine, I'm just gonna let this one go. Or hopefully price is gonna, because that's a bearish engulfing, you might say price is gonna come back for you to look for either an entry at this previous low, or price to come back either there or here, start coming back at that level, or turn back at that level, or this level here where this candle is. Yep. So those are the three levels. I'll do that again. So we're looking for where possible areas where price can turn into. The first one is this one, previous low here. So price is going to come back into it and then drop. Or this low here, which is pretty much what we trade, the middle half of that engulfing candle, or pull back into where the engulfing candle broke out of, which will be this. And then we trade at that level, or back into the structure, original structure, which will be this one here. So there are three levels, three areas where you can look for your continuation sell of Euro Aussie. Yeah, of course, we are looking for that to just, reason why we want to trade that for, we're waiting for that to come all the way down here. Want it to come down into that level. At that level now, start looking for another buy opportunity. It looks so easy. It's maybe manipulated, who knows, but you have to be careful. If you're looking for a buy here, who knows, it might just push down and then, but I'm looking for a buy at that level, for price to come into that level. I'll look for a buyer, possibly buy it back up here, when I buy it up, or it may even decide to do this, give us all of that, that may decide to do this. Who knows? Anything happens. Sometimes the head and shoulders are not always perfect, but the general level that we'll be looking for a trade will be that level. So even though you do that, you still have to be careful that you do that. Your best area to follow the rules will be at that level. This is where the rule allows you to enter. But if you want to take an early entry, will be to get an entry maybe before the neckline, so which may be at this level or at this level. So what you're waiting for is for price to come down into that level, then you possibly buy into that level to enter your sell, or you buy into that level to enter your sell to continue down, then another sell at this level. But you know how it is. I'm just gonna, as they play out, I'm gonna be sending out the charts in so that we can see, play along with me if I'm trading it as well. And then you also look at your chart and see what if you can see the same thing that I see. But as the charts, the price play out, I'm just gonna be sending them in as I see them happen. So we saw for this one, this is Euro Swiss franc. That one we're looking at that head and shoulder. I would say, okay, possibly it's be that it might some people might say this has already finished playing out, but it doesn't really matter. It was in a consolidation. Now it broke out of that consolidation, right? As you can see, it broke out. So we're expecting for that. I expected that to happen. As you can see my chart, I marked it, that if it broke out of that consolidation, this was a consolidation. If you can notice that, you can see that. See, that was a bar. You see that? So price has been going up and down. In fact, we're trading this. For some of us that have followed me, you knew we were trading this. I kind of I got in from perfect entry at this level. Took me all the way to the top, and I didn't close it. Because I was still expecting it. Oh, battery low. See what I mean? I was still expecting it to. Okay, so I was still expecting this to go up, then retest. So I didn't look at it that it was a consolidation channel. So price came back down, and but I have my stop loss moved in, so I didn't really lose all my money. So, but right now it's in consolidation. That means I've broken out of consolidation. So we're waiting for this to come back. It's already gone back up, but I don't think it's up enough for me to enter. So I still have your sell limit at that level, waiting for price to come back better into it, so you can get a good entry. It came back into it like this. Maybe that may have been the move, but it's fine. If I miss it out, it's all good. It doesn't really matter. So into that level for you to continue to the downside. So I think I have just a few more go. So, but your TP will be around here. Yep, gold. Remember, guys, gold. I was looking for gold to break into that level, after come out of this and then into that level and return from that level, but kind of pushed to the upside. So I was like, okay, it's absolutely fine. That's why I created all of these levels. At least this is the highest that gold had gone to. So if it doesn't return at this level, which that's why we have the highest point and it actually rejected at that level. So I had a sell limit at that level. What this gold do? Gold came into it and then dropped. So right now it's still struggling. Came in and then rejected and is still struggling. So what if you're not in this yet? This is your trade. Your trade would be for you to wait for gold to come into this level and then come back down. That will be your trade. This will be your trade. So just look for that as your trade. Ignore all of this because it deed has already been done. Or you want to have another limit here, sell limit here, just in case it comes back into it. But remember, always trade levels. Levels is what you want to trade. Okay, one more. Let me just look at one more before I'm gonna ignore that. I'm not doing that for now. This one, I'm waiting for this to come back into that level. Yep, for us to look for another trade to the upside. That would be the possible trade because that's a good level for us to trade. Which equates to this guy possibly coming as low as high as this level, either that level, or who knows, it may just push as high as that level before coming down. But we'll follow this one. But there's nothing for me to trade at that level on Euro USD. Another trade I wanted to show us, very, very important, would be this USD card. See that level, see that trade, see that move dropped. That move is happening again. It's broken out of that trend line. So now, what are we waiting for? Waiting for price to. It's done a pullback, but that's not strong enough. So for us to, you can, if this rejects, comes back up, it's not bad. You can look for an entry there. That's one level to look for an entry. But if that doesn't come back up, then this, you see where it is already now. You can already see where it is. It's already broken that level. So you let it come back, break it, and then return into it. That's your trade. So you have two opportunities: this level, that level, or it might even come back as high as that level, before dropping. So, but I'm going to extend all the charts as they occur to us. But I'm looking forward to, in fact, let me move this up to some of the ones I'm really looking. So 1, 2, 3, 4, the ones I'm really looking to trade this week, most especially the ones that have the oil things card in them because of the OPEC meeting news that's coming this week. All right. So I'm going to stop this for now and then try to see if I can send this to the charts before my computer runs out. So thank you guys. See you guys on the other side. God bless.